Hello, and welcome back. As someone who has followed every twist and turn in Port Charles, I never imagined we would see a revelation this explosive, yet it feels so right for the story. Tristan has always carried himself with that quiet intensity, and now we learn that he is truly Sonny's son with Brenda. It makes perfect sense when you look back at the history. Brenda was one of the great loves of Sonny's life, and their connection was passionate and complicated, just like everything in this town. The way the writers have woven this truth in feels authentic to the spirit of the show that I have loved for decades. What strikes me most is how this changes everything for Sonny. After all these years of building his empire and trying to protect his family, he discovers he has another child he never knew about. I remember when Sonny first learned about his children over the years, each one bringing its own joy and pain. But now, with Tristana deciding to step away from the chaos in Port Charles to focus on her studies, Sonny truly has no biological children left in town. It is heartbreaking to think about, yet it opens the door for something fresh. I have always admired Sonny's loyalty to family, even when it costs him dearly. This new chapter with Tristan feels like a second chance, or perhaps a new test for him. Will he embrace this young man fully, or will old suspicions create barriers? I find myself wondering about that every day as I wait for the next episode. Tristan's confession about his mother being Brenda hit me like a ton of bricks. He has been carrying this secret, and when he finally shared it, you could see the weight lifting from his shoulders. It explains so much about his behavior. Those moments of hesitation around Sonny, the way he seems drawn to the family business without quite knowing why. As a longtime viewer, I appreciate how the show respects its history while pushing forward. Brenda has been gone from our screens for some time, but her influence lingers. Bringing her back into the narrative through Tristan is clever. It reminds me of how the past always catches up in Port Charles. I have my own theory that this revelation might bring some old faces back, perhaps even hints of Brenda herself. Would that not be something special for us older fans who remember their romance so vividly? The idea that Tristan could become Sonny's heir is both thrilling and a little worrying. Sonny has always been larger than life, the kingpin with a heart of gold underneath that tough exterior. He has groomed others before, but none carried his blood like this. Tristan stepping into that role feels like a natural evolution. I can picture the two of them working side by side, learning to trust each other while navigating the dangers that come with the Corinthos name. It proves that blood really is thicker than water, even after all the secrets and lies. Yet I cannot help but worry about the dangers. Sonny's world is never safe, and bringing Tristan fully into it means exposing him to enemies who would love to use this new son against him. I have seen too many storylines where family ties become weapons. Will Tristan be strong enough to handle it? I believe he will, but the journey there is what keeps me glued to the screen. One thing I particularly enjoy about this arc is how it highlights the theme of hidden truths and second chances. General Hospital has always excelled at showing us that no secret stays buried forever. Tristan's story is a prime example. He arrived in town with his own agenda, but the truth about his parentage has transformed him from an outsider into a central figure. I love how the writers are giving us these layers. It is not just about shock value, it is about emotional depth. As someone who has raised a family and seen my share of surprises in life, I connect with Sonny's mix of joy and regret. Imagine learning you have a grown son you missed out on. The missed birthdays, the moments that could have been shared. It tugs at the heartstrings, and I find myself tearing up just thinking about the conversations they might have in upcoming episodes. Of course, this development raises so many questions that make the show even more addictive. How will Carly react to this news? She has always been protective of Sonny's children, but a new son with Brenda might stir up old jealousies. And what about the rest of the family? Michael has stepped up in many ways, but where does Tristan fit in the hierarchy now? I suspect there will be tension, maybe even rivalry, which is exactly what we need to keep things exciting. Will Tristan prove himself worthy of the Corinthos legacy, or will doubts linger? I am betting on him rising to the occasion, but the path will be filled with obstacles that test everyone involved. That is what makes General Hospital so special. It never lets you relax for too long. I must admit, part of me wonders if this twist was planned all along, or if the writers saw potential in Tristan's character and built upon it. Either way, it works beautifully. It differentiates from previous storylines where Sonny's paternity issues played out differently. Remember when other children came into his life? This one feels more mature, more layered, because Tristan is already a grown man with his own experiences. It avoids some of the younger child drama we have seen before and dives straight into adult complications. That is refreshing for longtime viewers like me who appreciate stories that evolve with the characters. Sonny is not getting any younger, and having a capable son ready to step up could give him the peace he has been searching for, even if danger always lurks. Looking ahead, I cannot wait to see how Tristan handles his new reality. The pressure of being Sonny's heir will be immense. There are business rivals, personal demons, and the constant threat from the past. Yet I have faith that the bond between father and son will strengthen through it all. General Hospital has a way of turning shocks into profound connections. This storyline is already delivering that heat, with revelations dropping like bombshells and emotions running high. It keeps me young at heart, eager for the next chapter. For those of us who have followed Sonny through marriages, losses, and triumphs, this feels like a full circle moment that honors the past while promising an exciting future. Another aspect I find compelling is how this affects the larger canvas of Port Charles. Families are interconnected here, and Tristan's place in the Corinthos family will ripple outward. Friendships will be tested, alliances may shift, and new romances could bloom from the tension. I love speculating about possible pairings or conflicts. Will Tristan find love amidst the chaos, or will his focus stay on proving himself? The show has always balanced crime, romance, and family drama perfectly, and this arc seems poised to do the same. It makes watching each episode feel like catching up with old friends who never fail to surprise you. In the end, I am grateful for storylines like this that remind me why I have stayed loyal to General Hospital for so long. Tristan's emergence as Sonny's son with Brenda is bold, emotional, and full of potential. It proves that even after all these years, the writers can still deliver moments that captivate and move us. Sonny may have lost one chapter with Tristana's departure, but a new one is opening with Tristan that could redefine his legacy. I will be right here, cheering them on and discussing every detail with fellow fans. The heat is on in Port Charles, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what explodes next. These developments keep the show vibrant and remind us all that family, in all its complicated glory, remains at the heart of everything. Of course, this help comes with its own heavy burdens. Tristan is under tremendous pressure as the new heir to the Corinthos family, and that pressure is turning into a full-blown obsession that I can feel through the screen. Becoming the successor to Sonny's empire is no small thing. It means learning the intricate web of alliances, the constant calculations of risk, and the weight of a name that commands both respect and fear in Port Charles. Tristan has confessed his connection to Brenda, and now he must prove himself worthy every single day. I see the obsession building in his eyes, that drive to measure up not just for Sonny, but for the legacy of both his parents. As someone well past 60 who has raised my own family, I worry for him. The pressure could break a lesser man, but Tristan seems determined. It adds such rich depth to his character, showing us a young man wrestling with ambition and identity all at once. What truly has the story exploding right now are the dangers surrounding Tristan. The moment he accepted his place as heir, threats began surfacing from every corner. Old rivals who thought Sonny's line was weakening are now targeting Tristan directly, seeing him as the vulnerable new link in the chain. I remember similar dangers in past arcs, but this feels more personal and intense because Tristan is still finding his footing. Explosive confrontations are brewing, with shadowy figures from Sonny's history resurfacing to test this new father-son bond. One particularly shocking development involves hidden enemies using information about Brenda to manipulate Tristan emotionally. It is clever storytelling that ties back to classic General Hospital history while creating fresh suspense. Will these dangers push Tristan closer to Sonny or create cracks in their relationship? I believe it will strengthen them, but not without some painful tests along the way. The heat is rising fast, and I find myself anxiously awaiting each new episode to see how they survive the latest storm. I have my own thoughts on why this storyline resonates so strongly with me. Sonny has always been the protector, yet now he has a son who wants to share that burden. It flips the dynamic in a refreshing way. Tristan's efforts to solve Sonny's lingering fatherly regrets, like mending old family rifts or making strategic moves Sonny might hesitate over, show real growth. Yet the obsession with proving himself as heir brings constant inner turmoil. I ask myself, is Tristan ready for the sleepless nights and moral compromises that come with the Corinthos name? The show answers quickly with scenes of quiet determination, proving he has the resilience. It keeps the narrative moving at a thrilling pace without losing emotional truth. These dangers are not abstract. We are seeing real explosions of conflict, alliances shifting overnight, and moments where Tristan must make split-second decisions that could cost lives. It reminds me why I have stayed loyal to General Hospital all these years. The writers balance high-stakes action with heartfelt conversations that feel authentic. Tristan, helping Sonny confront his past as a father while battling present threats, creates a powerful duality. One moment they share a quiet talk about what family truly means, the next they are facing down adversaries who want to destroy everything Sonny built. I love how this differentiates from previous heir stories. Tristan brings a unique blend of Brenda's fire and Sonny's cunning, making his journey feel original and compelling. As I watch, I cannot help pondering the future. Will the mounting pressures lead Tristan to question his path? Or will they forge him into an even stronger successor? The dangers exploding around him suggest the latter, with storylines hinting at clever escapes and unexpected alliances. It makes my heart race in the best way. For us longtime viewers, seeing Sonny gain a son who actively helps heal old wounds while stepping boldly into danger feels like a full-circle triumph. Christina's departure left a void, but Tristan is filling it with energy and purpose that Port Charles desperately needs. This arc has me reflecting on my own life, too. Family legacies carry both pride and pressure, much like what Tristan faces. The obsession to honor that legacy can be all-consuming, yet it also brings profound connections. I appreciate how the show handles it with care, never rushing the emotional beats. The dangers feel earned and exciting, promising more twists that will keep us discussing for weeks. Tristan is proving himself not just as an heir, but as a man worthy of the Corinthos name. Sonny, in turn, is learning to trust and lean on his son. It is beautiful, tense, and utterly addictive.